doing, what would we do with those savings? Because you're saying, as a council person, you're saying to me, well, you're saying we're going to have to pay more money for transportation. We're going to have to pass that on to the people of Sac City. You know, there's probably more alternatives than this, but one, you could just bank it into the solid waste agency, you know, just leave it in the solid waste agency to pay for future development or cost, which might, if that was the case, you wouldn't have to raise the assessment or the tipping fee. You know, our sources of revenue, tipping, following?
Yeah.
So you could bank it, so to speak, or you could figure out a formula to, if there were savings, say we saved $50,000, you know, how would you get that $50,000 back to Sacs? You know, what would Sac City's share be? What would Nemaha's? It wouldn't be impossible. There's probably different ways you could attempt to do it, and you guys might have a better idea than I do on how to do that. And you know, you could do it based on your assessment of your population in the town.
I'm not trying to be smart, but maybe the taxpayer should have it back too. So.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, I'm just concerned about future cell development without
big.
having that
That's
400,000 sitting there, 450
That's big.
in
Yeah.
4 years from now.
Yeah. Well, we don't.
We could be looking at doubling our
Yeah, you could take it
fees and stuff here
Yeah.
without
You know,
or having some extra cash.
yeah. And it doesn't pay to have a lot of money. It doesn't pay as well to have a lot of money sitting in the bank because, you know, we're getting 1%. I can look at my budgets. Some of the first years we were getting 38,000 in investment income. And granted, we had more money because we hadn't spent it on the last development.
I'll throw something out that you guys should consider, and it's a political hot potato that I'm not going to touch in a 10-foot pole. But the point is, when you're having businesses that are bringing recyclables to the agents, to our building, they're not paying a dime for that. Okay, they're no longer paying the tipping fee that they used to have to pay to put in the landfill. And you know, we don't want to discourage business. I'm a businessman, so you know, trust me, I have to sit on a barbed wire fence when I even bring this up. But the point is, part of the problem of not creating income for that operation is that we didn't charge for all those tons of materials that were coming through. And it was good for businesses, so I can't, you know, it's a two-edged sword. If you were charging for what the businesses were bringing in, then you had more income coming in for recycling. So just so you, at least you know that. Whether it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do is beyond my pay grade. But the key is those are issues. There's a lot of issues, and it's not an easy thing for Dean to sit here and try to explain to you. It's not an easy thing for me to try to explain to you, except that this is what you got. You've got this expensive hole in the ground, and you also it's getting too expensive to recycle in the manner in which we're doing it. And it's going to take a lot of doing to find out what is the right answer to make that happen.
And we do not, it's not a thing that has to be decided today.
We've got probably 2.5 years to figure this out, but I'm very pleased that people are working on it and people are trying to kind of find a solution for it because that's important. And like Dean says, if they find a good solution, Howard Center's workable. Okay, we're not, you know, when we did the 3-year, the main reason for that was because we knew it would take more than a year for you guys to find a solution and also find us. We wanted more than a year to figure out a way to replace what we were losing in the process. So that's why it went to a 3-year. And if you think, you know, we're just hardcore with that 3-year, we're going to be as workable with Dean as Dean would be workable with us. If we find the solution on either side of it, we can shrink that time frame. If we can't, you know, we all know when it ends, and we all know what we have to get accomplished in that time period. And like I said, I'm pleased that they're actually trying to get that. They're trying to find a solution now, and not 2 years from now, and pushing the bubble.